Peace and bliss. Welcome back to Reclaiming Our Roots. This is Tanya. In my last video that I put up, where the title read What I Left Behind in 2025, I talked about some of the products that I will stop using in my container garden. Today I want to show you some of the products that I will be using going forward, and how each one of those support my healthy container soil. I'm out here on the balcony, about to start to top off my elevated beds for planting, and I said, why don't I just bring you all along and show you all what I use. And some new things. The only new thing that I'm adding is the fish, not the fish emulsion, the leaf conditioner, but I'll get into that. But I just want to share with you all what the purpose of these products are and what my level of expectation is and how I use them. In the early on process, and if you move this down a little bit, I use the fish emulsion. The fish emulsion is it's a fast, gentle nitrogen boost. Essentially, is what it is. It's a liquid fertilizer. It's great for leafy greens, and it's what you use a lot of in the beginning because you want to encourage your leafy greens to grow big and strong so they can be photosynthesized, and it's easier for the plants to absorb them. It's less risk to the plants. The nutrients won't burn your plants because you dilute it with water. I use 1 gallon of water, 1 tablespoon to 1 gallon of water, and I dilute it. And it's ideal for the active growth stages of your plants until it starts to, of course, put on fruit. Then you want to transition to the more bloom, is what you see on the end here. And you see the middle number, that's the phosphorus. So the phosphorus, high concentration of phosphorus and potassium, is to help with bulb formation and root development. So as your plants continue to grow and put on fruit, you need a higher concentration of those. In the beginning, like I said, I use the fish emulsion. The second one here, the general purpose liquid fertilizer, I started using that one last year. Wasn't too pleased with it. I'm going to use the rest of it this growing season because I'm thrifty. I don't want to, waste my product. But I much prefer the fish emulsion and the seaweed fertilizer. Again, you use those in the beginning to promote great leafy growth. How I use them, I just dilute them with water. Let me put this tripod. In my soil, I use the black cow in the yellow bag there. It's organic matter, it's cow manure. It helps improve the soil, and it also releases nutrients slowly into the soil, and it's great for when you're growing in a container because it helps retain moisture. So anytime you're growing in a container, moisture is critical to your plants, and I use the word critical intentional because it's literally life or death in your plants. Because in a container environment, the roots don't have access where they can grow deep into the soil and be able to draw on moisture in the ground. So that ecosystem in a container, the moisture evaporates quickly. And one of the key things I want to say about this black cow, you want to make sure that it is aged and compost thoroughly. When you open that bag, it should not smell like cow manure. It should be very, very faint. If you have a strong odor of cow manure, that is a red flag. That cow manure has not composted completely, and it will burn your plants. I haven't had any, thank God I haven't had that experience. I use it and will continue to use it, but one of the key things is you do want to smell it. You want to make sure it does not have a strong cow manure smell. And how I use it, I just mix it into my potting soil, and I use it as a top dressing. Again, it provides organic matter for my plants. Another thing that I use in my soil mix is worm casting. It's great for soil life. It's great. It's gentle. It's great for soil aeration. It's rich in beneficial microbes, which is really great It improves the nutrient availability in the soil, enhance the soil health of your soil. It won't burn your plants, so you won't have that issue. And it's just ideal. It's perfect for a garden container environment. And how I use it, same way I use my black cow. I just mix it into the soil. I use it as like a top layer, sprinkling it. But I mainly mix it into my soil, not so much as a top layer, but you can use it as a light top layer on your soil. You can also turn this into a compost tea. If you steep it and turn it into a liquid compost tea, and you can pour it into your garden that way. What I haven't used in a couple of years is, and pardon this mess, guys, I knocked some things down, but this is a work in progress balcony, is my leaf growth. I've used that in the past, and I discontinued when I was trying a lot of different things. It's great for your soil health, ideal for long term. I get this at my big box store. I bought it at Home Depot, and I went in, I picked up a couple bags. You'll see in the coming videos, we are going to prepare our garden for the next planting season. That's what I'm in the early throes of doing on the balcony today. It's starting to top the elevated beds and get them ready for my herb planting and some new additions I'm going to be adding in these garden beds, and I'll bring you all along for that. But back to the leaf conditioner. The leaf compost is great for improving your soil. It's great for drainage, aeration. It encourages microbial activity, which is great, and it just replicates natural soil cycles out in the forest, right? It's literally leaves that fall from the trees, and they act as mulch in the garden floor forest. So I just mix it into my containers as a part of my soil blend, sort of part of my soil recipe. You can use it as a mulch. And also use it when I'm refreshing throughout the season. So after I plant my spring garden, I use it as a refresh for my summer and fall and so forth. But yeah, and that's just like a quick rundown, a quick and dirty rundown of what my soil container consists of. Just to recap, this is what I use in the early growing stages. These are liquid fertilizers, the fish emulsion. Both of these two here are the fish emulsion. And the bloom, I use that when the plant is starting to put on fruit because it's high in phosphorus and potassium. It's this one here. And I use these three as part of my soil blend, and I mix those in the container. So I will bring you all along when I'm working in a big container garden and show you all how I mix everything in. But I just want to give you all a quick and dirty, since I had everything out. I said, let me fire up the camera and show you all what I use and how each of these organic matters play a different role in my container garden, and how they work together to create really a balanced living soil, if you will. And it allows the soil to focus on growing, and it supports the soil in a system that's done naturally, if you will. It's not forced, and that's what you want. If you're a container growing and you're struggling to find the right fertilizer for balance, I would highly recommend this approach. It helps simplify things. Organic matter is where it's at. But yeah, this is what I'm doing this year and probably the years to come. And this may change, as I stated in my previous video. I'm open to learning new things, adding and taking away, but I'm going to stick with the basics. Worm casting, black cow, leaf compost, and in the beginning stages, I'll use the fish emulsion. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing for the garden. So if you're a container growing and you're struggling with the fertilizer, trying to find some balance, I highly recommend this approach. Let me know in the comment section which organic matter you're using and the results that you've had with it. I'm open to learning new things. All right, well, let me get back to doing what I do best, and that's working in my garden. But I just wanted to stop and give you all this since I had everything out to shoot this quick video. Sorry if it seems rushed, but I'm kind of rushing because I want to get this done and move on to the the big garden. So until the next video, peace and bliss.